Hello everybody, they call me Muse and I welcome you back to Baldur's Gate 3 with Moven Gurga Jones and her honourable bunch, where last time we bested Karnas, and today we're just sort of probably mooching around the shadow-cursed lands.
Karlach.
Yeah, we're just strolling about today. There's probably not going to be any legendary bosses to fight. There's an outhouse with a dirty toilet seat. Lovely. We'll make our way to Last Light, I think. And we'll see what else is going on around and about the place. Are there any harpers lying in wait here, or have they all disappeared now that Karnas is bested? Yeah, it's looking pretty quiet. Let's see, so that's where the awful little buggers that constantly try and garrot you hang out. So we don't want to go that way just yet, or do we? We need a long rest before any serious fights. I'm thinking once we've been to Last Light, we'll need to come down and say Roland. So maybe we want to clear a bit of the path right away. Are these guys part of the path, or could we just go that way to get to Roland? Either way, these guys are annoying. And I don't like them.
What's that?
Also, there's a brick with a key. We'll help ourselves to that. There we go. Little invisible shits. So how do we want to begin? Karlach, do you want to surprise them? Seems like you're having trouble. Is that because you're within Mo's light of the Lathander? No, these guys aren't... Yeah, they're not undead. So they don't care about Light of Lathander, but it's also dark, so that's annoying. So, yeah. We will, in fact, lead the way with these sneak attacks, and then we'll keep the Light of Lathander about our person. We won't switch to a greatsword or anything. Measles, that's what they're called. Little wretches. So we can kind of jump up there, maybe? Although we should probably rage, just because we've got a lot of rage charges available. Yeah, maybe we want to smack this one on the ground. It didn't like that. We could bleed it, potentially. Wonderful. Now it's as surprised as the rest of them. So we may as well use what spell slots we have left, because these little shits are the worst. And we want at least one of them down, so that they can't garrot all four of us at once. That would be the worst. But Will, can you do anything about that one? I don't think so. You can't jump very high. You've got some spells. You've got some bows. Could be worse. Now Karlach does get another shot at this guy. So maybe we are taking one of them down. Fantastic. Because now they're going to start teleporting into the shadows. Yeah. So Mo having the Blood of Lathander available definitely makes life easier here. We're going to smack this one a bit. And then we're going to move back a bit. Just... Yeah, we can risk an opportunity attack. We just want them all in the light. We want all of our team in the light. So that there's no teleporting happening. They're doing a bad job of garroting Gale, which is great news. And now there's still one attack of opportunity if we move. So maybe we don't move. There we go, that's one down. We've got spell slots left, so let's give that one a smite. And then Karlach. We probably want to finish that one off, but it's a bit of a run to get round to it. Yeah, we'll stick to that. Who cares if it's a bit of a run? Now they're going to probably go for Grots again. Yep, another miss. Amazing. This is going crazy well. Yeah, crit miss, Gale. Come on now. So that's this bugger down and out. Good. Yeah, this fight has never gone this well, whether on honor mode or any other mode. Another miss. This is insanity. Is it just because we're higher level than I normally would be? I'd normally be level 7 or thereabouts. Around here. Maybe it's just that ambush at the start was super powerful. Blam. Get wrecked. Everyone. Now let's do a big bounce of Mo. And open the Posser's chest. Luminous gloves. Whenever the wearer deals radiant damage, the target receives radiating orbs. Could be a whale glove. I'll have to have a look. An Idol of Selûne. And a note from which we learn about the Selûnite resistance. Very well. What are you wearing glove-wise? Gloves are heroism. Which are you more likely to do? Radiant damage or channel your oath? Healing radiance is kind of useful. And then channeling his oath gets him heroism, which causes him to get even more healing effectively. So that could be useful.
Looking ahead.
But no. Let's go about our business. So we're headed back north towards Last Light sort of direction. But we've probably also got it within us to deal with this little fight. So we'll smash these torches. True Soul Coreless. Didn't make it. And then let's see. We probably want Mo to be at the front. We want Gale to be at the front. But we want everyone to be within Mo's light, I imagine. So let's use Karlach for the stab. And dogs. So Karlach, you've got another stab left in you. And then Mo can also bash this bugger a bit. Excellent. And then Gale can light this one on fire, perhaps. It's dark over there. And we missed because of it. Not the end of the world. So they're going to dash, they're going to teleport. They're generally going to get in our grill. There's the alpha. That's the one we need to watch. Although most of the crew have saved against that, so that's great. Mo didn't though. And fearful means disadvantage on checks. She's running away. And she can't take additional actions. That's a bit of a pain, because her light was kind of useful. We haven't got a light cantrip on Karlach. We haven't got one on Gale either. Let's just take Nether Eves or blast off our bar if we can. Okay, we can't move it off that bar. We can only move it off the main one, it seems. Very well. It's Karlach. Yeah, stab that bugger. That's the alpha. Okay. Mo has run away and can't do anything. Gale can light someone up. Good. Bit of damage. And a smite connects as well. Amazing. Nice. We got the alpha down. Good stuff. We got the shadow cloaked ring, which we will look at after the fight is over. Quick sneak attack should help get the job done. Mo is still all afeared. Very well. It's a bit too dark for Gale to get an attack on. Will, though. Will finishes the job. So the ring that Will picked up. Whereas weapon and unarmed attacks deal additional damage against lightly or heavily obscured creatures or creatures made of shadow. Maybe we'll give that to Karlach instead of the strange conduit. And we'll give the strange conduit to Gale instead of Mage's friend. With that light out of the way, we will probably make our way now up to the last light. Although we've got some...
There was a struggle here. These people didn't want to go wherever they were taken.
Yeah. This lot didn't make it, it seems. Dead cultists, so they put up a fight. I guess none of the keys are useful now because they were all for stuff in the Druid Grove. But yeah. RIP tieflings that we couldn't save.
This place is protected. You might find allies here, or at least supplies.
Maybe so.
The gods are watching me.
Let's go see what we can find. We might find allies and
No
supplies.
shadows here. Something must be keeping it at bay.
You there! Step forward and keep your hands off your weapons. Who are you?
Hello, we're Moven Gurga Jones, but you can call us Mo. I fight with the strength of 10 warriors. Do not trifle with me.
Duly noted. Just keep your hands where I can see them and follow me. Come. Jaheira!
Jaheira? Yeah. There's an odd noise to be making. Just this once, I wish people would simply say hello.
Hello.
Could you at least explain to me why you're doing this?
Absolutely.
Is that a pun?
This is why we're here, you see. It is a curious creature that hides all manner of secrets. But if there's one thing that we know, it's that it knows its own kind. You should never have come here, true soul.
Alright, I'm sick of being in these vines.
Stand down! Or we'll put you down!
Right, I just didn't want to be in the vine, so I can explain everything.
I'm not interested in the Absolute's manipulations. Harpers, cut this true soul down!
Stop! What's you doing? She's the one who saved us!
She's the one who protected the Emerald Grove.
Yup. Didn't leave a goblin standing. Not so bad to hang around with either. Saved 2 of my friends. One from a harpy, and one from a mad druid with a snake. Didn't make a fuss about thieving either. I'd pretty much trust her with my life.
A true soul with a mind of her own? How is that possible?
It's because this little thingy we've got.
What in the hells is that thing?
Well, it's like this.
Congratulations. You've earned yourself the benefit of the doubt. Hear me, Harpers. All clear. At ease. I'll not pretend to understand what that artifact is. But I'm old and wise enough to recognize a sliver of hope when it crawls out of the dark. Tell me, why have you come here?
We're here to destroy the Absolute in its lair, Moonrise Towers.
Then you've found an ally in me. For that is precisely why I am here. There's food in the inn over there. Beds too if you require rest. Aloe oil in the cupboard, in case the vines gave you a rash. Settle in. Then come join me for a drink. You may just be the godsend we've been praying for.
Might be knocking around here, right?
It's a good point, Karlach. Damon might be around. As well as Jaheira.
Oh my god, soldier. That's Jaheira. The Jaheira.
You know her?
Not personally. I mean, I wish. She's an absolute legend. Years ago, over a century, Jaheira was part of a group that saved Baldur's Gate from Sarevok, a Baalsport trying to plunge the city into war. My mum used to tell us stories about them. The legends who protected the city from evil. She said Jaheira was a powerful druid. Adamant. Tough. I've told myself those stories 1,000 times since. I never thought I'd meet Jaheira. She's a hero, and I was always some outer city kid. Can't believe she wants to talk to us about working together. What a day!
Lovely. So Karlach's happy. Do I even need to rest before I go and save Roland? Probably not.
Yeah,
Might do that
there's more where that came from.
sooner rather than later. Now, why do we have no Longstrider on Karlach? I'm pretty sure she should be able to have learnt it by this point. As a level 5 ranger. Maybe I'll look into that.
It'll need to.
Would I need to level up to do that?
Magic won't hold up the darkness.
Or will I need to respec? Because you can generally replace spells on level up, but I don't know if that would only apply if we level up as a ranger again. Maybe we'll go and speak to Bone Friend and see about it now.
Thou hast now a bosom companion. Take care that thou art not distracted on thy quest, seeking the comforts of the flesh.
Excuse me?
Recall that in time, all becomes dust and bone.
Very well, Withers. Now, can we actually talk about what I came to speak to you about? Okay, so how much of a pain in the butt is it going to be to level up? Did we have these things before? I feel like we didn't. Am I going to have to try and remember what I had selected before? Wasteland Wanderer Fire seems good. Did I go for Ranger Knight just in case I wanted heavy armor? Will is now a heavy armor user, so we'd have 2 people that could potentially be using heavy armor. But she doesn't have to, does she? Yeah, we'll go with Ranger Knight. And then hopefully I don't have to reset the abilities. No, it looks as though they're all good. Although, do I want to put my wisdom up a bit, just for a bit more saving throw proficiency against various attacks? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there's Longstrider, so why didn't I have that selected at any point? What a silly I am. No, maybe it says silence as well. We take dark vision. I've added a new mod, you see, that makes various camp buff spells permanent instead of having to be replenished every long rest. Does Karlach already have dark vision? I forget. Let's have a look at everyone, in fact. Mo appears to have it. Will does not. Karlach does. Gale does not. So yeah, spells that could quite happily be cast on every party member after every long rest, instead of just having to faff around doing that, they're now permanent. So it's not giving me access to anything I wouldn't already have. It's just saving me a bit of buffing time in the morning. I could even just like hire a hireling to do this for me. But I'm not doing that because that's a little further than I want to take things. I could take protection from poison instead of dark vision, but no. Maybe Halsin will end up with protection from poison once he joins the party, assuming he lives that long. So I think we will speak to Dammon, and we will speak to Roland, and then we'll go and save Roland. Then maybe we'll rest.
Good sense for horned freaks.
But maybe
That ox is one of them.
I should also speak to Strange Ox as well.
No, still incapable.
You said that twice now. I demand an explanation.
Not for you to know.
No, come on now. You've piqued my curiosity. Got a +5 bonus to it.
Well, come close. Your mind to mine.
Okay. We see dead people.
Are you satisfied?
You mind? The unwanted visions. We are much alike.
A kindred spirit. But I only wish to be an ox. Do you understand?
And I don't want to be a homicidal maniac, but we can't always get what we want.
I pity you.
Dark urge. Rising. We need to acquaint the cow with the depths of our depravity, just to sate the urges once again. No one liked that.
You deliver the ox a death by 1,000 cuts, trying to taunt it into revealing its old form with every slice.
Yeah.
It chooses to die docile in animal form.
Crew are not happy.
Only after its eyes fade does it become the monster it once was.
Ever looked at ox quite the same.
Well, we've got an inspiration for it, but we can also loot the bugger. Get ourselves a ring and a hat. Shapeshifter's boon ring. We're not shapeshifting a lot, so we won't get bonuses, but the Hat of Fire Acuity. And if you deal fire damage, you gain Arcane Acuity for 2 turns. And Arcane Acuity will give bonuses to spell attack rolls and spell difficulty class for each remaining turn. So in other words, whenever Gale does fire stuff, he just gets stronger and stronger every time. That is going to be very good for us. It's basically the cornerstone of his build. So that should be fun. No, where did friend Dammon go? There he is. He's entirely unconcerned by the ox turned slime that we just murked.
Karlach, I thought you'd be in the city by now. We were ambushed by cultists. Half of us were captured, the other half ran here.
Off the anvil into the forge. We'll find them. Hopefully.
Before you run off into the belly of the beast, there's something I need to tell you. Well, 2 things. Good news and bad news.
Give us the good news.
I only need 1 more piece of infernal iron to craft an insulating chamber that can make it possible for Karlach to...
Touch people!
Exactly.
Oh my god. It's really happening. It's been so long. We've got the iron. Let's do this thing.
Hang on. I think you'll want to hear the bad news too.
Yeah, sure. But first, fix me. Please.
Let's let Damon speak. This does sound important.
Fine. Well, go on then.
I don't enjoy saying this, Karlach, but there's no two ways about it. Your engine is going to blow and I can't fix it. I'm not sure anyone can. It's simply too hot to exist here in the material plane. Unless you return to Avernus. For good. This thing is going to blow. Sooner rather than later.
But still, you can give me something that'll let me touch again, right? Safely.
Yes, but...
That's all I need to know. Do it. Please.
Yeah, let's give him the iron. Let's make this happen.
Well. All right. This shouldn't take long. Same as last time. You'll need to install it yourself. This should do the trick.
There. So did it work?
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, there is. Come here, babe.
You're all right. No burns. Can we go to bed now?
Hold on, Karlach. There's something I need to tell you. That engine of yours... It's contained for the moment, but it's just too hot to exist here in the material plane indefinitely. I know you know that, but the thing is, there's a cure. I wasn't making any headway with the mechanics, none at all. The environment here is just too cold to sustain metals like the ones inside you. You have to return to Avernus. For good. Or this thing is going to burn you up from the inside out. And sooner than you think.
The minute I set foot back in Avernus, Zarya will force me back into service. I'm not doing her bidding again. I'd rather die.
I get that, but don't rule it out. The world just might be better with you in it. Even in Avernus. I won't stop trying to figure out a cure, but... at this point, I think we all have to face the inevitable.
First things first, Karlach, you've had touchback. We ought to celebrate that.
Right? All this doom and gloom. I have something far more exciting on my mind than this bloody tin box. Thanks, Damon. Really. You've given me more than I could ever repay.
It's been my pleasure. Good luck. Both of you. Look after yourself, all right?
So yeah, maybe we won't go and get Roland just yet. Maybe we'll stop for some rest, in inverted commas.
This is the best day. The best day.
I'm so happy for you, Karlach. For both of us, if I'm honest.
Me too. Whenever you want to turn in, I'd love to take this whole touch thing for a test drive. I know we have important things to do, but we deserve a little sweetness too.
I can't wait for tonight. I'm going to hold you as close as possible.
Oh man, I can't wait.
So let's not wait. Oh, it's you.
Playtime's over, pet.
We haven't even started.
Oh, I love this time of year. The dickheads start popping up wherever you look.
What do you want, Mizora?
Drop the attitude and perk up your ears. You've got a new mission. Absolute's cult has gone and grabbed one of Zariel's assets. A devil. And a powerful one at that. They're locked up in the cult's fortress, Moonrise Towers. And you're getting him out.
Forget it. This asset can rot in the towers for all I care.
I'd start caring. And quick, sunshine. Clause Z, Section 13. Should promised soul refuse obeyance or neglect duty, the pact holder shall cast the promised into Avernus as a lemure. I'll make it simple. Will fails or refuses, and he turns to a thick blob of stink flesh and sinks to Avernus. Now, be a good boy and play fetch, pup, or you'll spend an eternity sizzling in the hells.
Mizora's words may be flippant, but they are tinged with desperation. She cannot afford for Will to fail this mission. This may be your best chance to negotiate Will out of his pact.
We'll rescue your asset on one condition.
Oh, and what condition is that?
Your mind links with Will's, drawn in by his increasing panic.
What are you doing?
You end Will's pact and go your separate ways.
A doubtful Will catches his breath, but says nothing, and your connection fades.
Interesting. Now, why should I go letting my favorite pet off his leash?
We could always let the cult infect the asset. I bet they'd make a loyal thrall.
Incredible. You actually think you hold the winning hand? Fine. I'll play your game. But I amend the pact once the mission's done, not before.
Good enough.
Clause F, Section 9. Soulbinder shall bestow reward or favor only upon soul-bearer's fulfillment of related obligation. Now, to Moonrise, pet. And do mind the shadows. They've been especially hungry.
What a terrible bitch.
God damn it! Why did it have to be Mizora? Why did it have to be Zariel? We're supposed to risk our necks to get one of her assets? What if it's a runaway like me? Or something far worse?
You heard Mizora. This is the last thing Will has to do for her, then he's free.
I want to believe that as much as you do. Almost as much as Will does. But I just know there will be more to the story. There always is. It's a bad idea to play games with the devil. You never win. Not ever.
We'll see, babes. I think we might win.
Very well.
Now, what's Astarion want to chat to us about? Is he sad that he's still level 2?
This dark land must be filled with the broken, the beaten, the desperate. The perfect preying ground for a devil who offers a way out for those who sign on the dotted line. I hope we end up seeing our friend Raphael down here somewhere.
Well, I certainly hope we don't.
You don't have to sign anything. Just help me find him. When I was taken to his house, I was caught off guard. But now I know what to ask for.
Not unless you tell me what you're planning.
All in due time, but not now. I'm sure he'll turn up at one point or another.
Maybe he will. Maybe I'll tell you about it if he does. Will would also like a chat, which is no real surprise.
The more bullshit she pours, the more of it I'm forced to swallow. Mizora set me on fiends inside and outside the Hells. She's never ordered a rescue. Gods. She makes a mockery of everything the blade stands for. Such an asshole.
Any idea who this devil is that needs freeing?
Not a one. All that matters is that we free it. Fail, and I'm made a mindless blob clawing at demons on the front lines of the Blood War.
It's not going to happen, Will. You mean too much to the Sword Coast.
And it means everything to me. I always knew what my future held, and I know I chose right. Thank you for sticking your neck out for me. I mean it. But I'm not going to celebrate till I'm actually free. I can feel Mazora scheming, plotting. She won't let me go without making a fuss. Trust me on that.
I think we can trust you on that. It's the sort of thing she'd do, what with being the worst and everything. But now it might finally be bedtime.
The voice of the Absolute is strong here, and getting stronger.
You're not Karlach.
I don't know how much longer I can resist it. But it's good to see you're making progress. You took an unexpected route here. You did a brave thing, saving those people in the Grove.
I did what I could, but I'm not sure they'll survive out there on their own.
Don't be so hard on yourself. It's not your fault the world is wicked. You did the right thing. It just doesn't stop. We are being bombarded by waves of telepathic energy. Wave after wave with hardly a breath between them. I almost dare not rest. Each wave a set of orders to the infected. The order for your transformation has been given many times already.
Is that really going to be true, though? There's a whole lot of true souls out there roaming around that are infected but aren't being transformed, so why would I have been transformed by this point? Is there anything I can do to help you, though?
I'm afraid this burden is one I have to carry alone. I just hope my powers last long enough to see this through. In any case, the Absolute knows you carry me with you now. It wants to retrieve me.
Can I still count on you?
Yes. I am the only one who can resist the Absolute's influence. Hence its fear of me. Its desperation. Unfortunately, that also means it is dedicating more and more resources to my retrieval. The task ahead is monumental. But we're all that stands between victory for the Absolute and freedom for all. This is not just about you and I anymore. It has become far bigger than us. You must infiltrate Moonrise Towers, discover the secrets of the Absolute, and put an end to it. So we can finally be free. Now I must rest. And you must carry on. Do not let my efforts be in vain.
Well, if that was all the struggle for you could have just left me to it tonight. Left me with Karlach. Who wants to speak to Quartermaster Tali? I guess either Will or Gale have got... Yeah, they're both at 18.
Count your lucky stars.
Stock up while you can. I only hope I've brought enough to see us through.
Maybe we will stock up, but do you want to just give us something for free as well?
Cheeky. But, since you're asking...
Wonderful. A free supply pack.
Aye.
If you're all right by Jaheira, you're all right by me.
Let's see your wares. So we've got a bunch of stuff we can sell, but let's see what you've got first of all. The Defender Grey Axe. It's a +2. When making your first attack of the round, you can reduce this weapon's enchantment by 1 to increase your armor class and saving throw bonus by 1. That does sound good, but it also sounds like it'd be annoying if it's just asking you for that every turn. But it would be nice to just have a +2 Great Axe. Incandescent Staff gives you a free Fireball and Firebolt. It's kind of cool, but we've already really got that covered. None of the crew are unarmoured, so the Mighty Cloth is not really for us. 1T Scale Mail, 15, adds your full dex modifier to your armour class. That could be worth grabbing, and that could be worth popping on Karlach instead of that hide armour she's wearing. Yeah, that's added 3 to her armour class, which is good. Good going all round. We like this. Cloak of Protection just seems useful. Don't know if we need a shield, probably not. Yeah, I think that's probably all we'll need. We'll sell some wares, and then we'll see what else we've just got lying around. Oh yeah, we've got some more Infernal Iron, so Dammon might be able to make some more stuff for us. Who might want that Cloak of Protection? Will's still not got amazing armour class, despite having heavy armour. Mo gets to go invisible a bunch, so yeah, Will can put the cloak on for now.
I thought it was you. Saving my skin again, I see. Never seen a shapeshifted ox before. But I'm glad you dealt with it before it dealt with us. I'm glad to see you're all right. The way here was anything but easy, eh? A makeshift Harper's Fire might not be where I hope to set up shop. But maybe I've got something you can use anyway. And if you find any interesting materials in need of working, I'm happy to help.
That's what we'd like to hear. What do you mean by interesting materials?
I hesitated to mention this back in the Druid's Grove, for obvious reasons, but no one has earned my trust if not you. When Elturel was dragged into Avernus, I was drafted into a devil's smithy. It should have been awful. But infernal metal is like a wild horse. Powerful, exuberant. It'll kill you if you lack technique. I can sense some. Smell it almost. Somewhere in the area. Underground, maybe. Out there in the shadows. If you find it, bring it to me. I'll make something incredible.
Sounds pretty great. We found this bit of metal in Grimforge.
Absolutely. Rare to get your hands on this stuff. Well done keeping it to hand.
So that might be some flawed Helldusk armour, maybe?
There you are. And be careful who you show that to. It might draw the wrong kind of attention.
Yeah, maybe that'll work out well for Will. And now with a second one. Flawed Helldusk helmet, good. And then the gloves. And then we've got some hellish masks as well.
Something that's already fabricated is tough, but I can try. How many do you have?
Here's 2. Get ourselves some grenades.
I thought I sniffed American scent somewhere. These must have been a pain to get a hold of. American masks are brittle, so what I make won't last as long as my usual pieces.
Lovely. Orthon explosives. So, what have we just picked up? The Flawed Helldusk helmet. It's medium. A bonus to saving throws against spells. That's probably quite useful for Mo, given that she's only got 8 wisdom, 8 intellect and 8 charisma. She's not saving against a lot of spells. So we'll slip that on. The gloves, your weapon attacks deal an additional 1 to 4 fire damage. Your unarmed attacks can deal 1 to 4 necrotic and possibly inflict bleeding. So extra fire damage is generally great. Do we need advantage anymore on sleight of hand checks? We've got pretty good abilities to protect against that sort of thing, haven't we? Yeah, we've got plus 12 because we are doubling our proficiency bonus because we're an expert. So I'm wondering if those gloves go to Karlach. come across any super difficult lot, we can always slip the Gloves of Thievery back on. And then we also picked up some armour, didn't we? Maybe hit by a foe, they might take fire damage. You take less piercing damage. It's generally quite strong armour. Yeah, that gets Will up to plus 20. We'll make it pink and leaf green as well, just because we can. What colour are we dyeing Karlach's armour? Have we given her a dye, or are we holding on to it for her? Let's give her the old Drake General. Just help us stand out a bit. Resplendent. I suppose we should talk to Dan and just see what he's actually got to trade.
Need anything?
Swordmaster gloves. Kind of interesting. Bunch of armours. None of which appear to be very special. He's got the Sword of Life Stealing. It's rare. So yeah, he's got some stuff for sure. But I don't think any of it is particularly valuable for us right now. The Charge-bound Warhammer, though. The hammer's magical powers only function if it's bound to an Eldritch Knight or it's a Warlock's packed weapon. We've got a Warlock. Deals an extra 1 to 6 lightning damage. So yeah, I was actually thinking about buying that for Will. So let's do that. Just because it's a weapon I've never used before, and it intrigued me when I saw its description one time. So we're currently 8 to 18 damage with the Doom Hammer. We could pop that on. 3 to 12 damage. But if we boost ourselves up a bit, now it's 10 to 24 damage. That's insane. Yes, and like extra lightning damage, it's just all round exciting, I feel.
Need anything?
And before I forget, we will sell that old armour suit that we don't need. Get a bit of cash back. Don't think we need Jorgal's greatsword at any point. But maybe I'll hold on to that just in case we come across someone that's immune to bludgeoning damage. And I think we've reached the end of the episode today, so we didn't get a lot of fisticuffs in, but we did a bit here and there. We'll speak to Jaheira next time. We'll speak to Roland, get him to storm off, and then we'll go and save him. And then maybe we can start exploring the town outside of Moonrise. But until then, thanks for watching, friends.